He's joyful.
Selfless.
Say,
I love you.
Strong.
I love pasta.
The word that would describe my dad would be devoted.
The best.
Well,
He is so the best because of all the things he does for us.
God.
Because I love him.
Pastor, you're amazing.
Hardworking.
Happy.
diligent.
He's very hardworking. Gives a lot of stuff to the church.
Pastor is very, very cool.
My word is hardworking.
Handsome. Well, I think he has a great personality, and I think he also does great stuff. He's helpful.
He will help. You can call him and he'll be there in a drop of a hat.
He works very, very hard with us at the church, and he gives things to the church so we can make a church be new.
Caring. Intelligent.
Powerful. My dad is powerful because he is a pastor of a church that is that follows him, and he has to lead them in the right direction. So he has to be powerful, so that he can lead them in a good manner, so that they will always be able to come to the Lord.
I'm glad that you followed God's calling. I'm glad we're here, and I know that people really appreciate everything that you do.
You are great, and you're the best uncle I could ever have.
We're located in the house. We wanted to say something to our pastor. We're thankful for Pastor Eric and Amy that work with our children, they work with young adults, and they even work with senior adults like us. And they're also a big help with Rayburn, as all of you know.
Well, I just like to say I appreciate the help from my pastor, because he is very needed. He's needed to help me all the time. But even before I say too much on the serious nature, I would like to just share a little story about, we've been doing Pastor's Days here like 40 years, and there's one that sticks out really above all of the Pastor's Days, and that was back when Brother Cobalt was here. And a lot of folks here that's going to be seeing this video will not know Brother Cobalt, but maybe you've heard of him. He was a tremendous person. But in the church at that time, there was 3 gentlemen, I guess we could say gentlemen, that were kind of mischievous. Now, one of them's name was Joe, one of them's name was Rayburn, and one of them's name was Ernie. So we had Pastor's Day. So they asked, well, you 3 guys definitely need to get up and say something about the pastor. Well, so Joe gets up and he's, pretty serious-minded and talking about pastors and stuff. And me too. I am just so serious about, recognizing our pastor and all this. Well, now Ernie was the most serious one of the 3. So he decides he's going to do a roasting of the pastor. So he said, now, one thing about Brother Cobalt, he's saved, he's sanctified, and his hair is petrified. Now, those of you, Brother Cobalt, he would use like a can of hairspray on his hair every time he fixed his hair. It really fixed his hair up real good. So you're talking about, I thought, man, what is going on here? We're supposed to be honoring the pastor and stuff, and he comes out with all this story, and he said, well, that's not all. I want y'all to know, in the Bible it talks about pastors or to get out and visit, that's part of what they're out to visit. He said, now what you can do, our pastor is really good at this, because Anytime you want to find it, he's down there visiting at Papa John's. Well, at that time, Papa John's was like a restaurant, and he would go down there quite often. And so Ernie mentioned that. So that was so funny that it just brought the house down. And I never forgot how this serious person turned this into something so funny. But on the closing note here, I really appreciate my pastor, and if I hadn't already said something in the service before this video was already shown, I appreciate a man of God, and I want to tell him that. I stood up there on Sunday mornings beside him during the worship time. And let me tell you something, this is serious stuff with him. And that makes me so happy that we can have a man like this as our pastor.
You are a very good pastor.
Thank you so much for leading our church and being a strong man of God. Thank you for including prayer every week, meeting for prayer on Wednesdays, and just for uplifting us and reaching out to different people who are struggling, and just being an awesome pastor. Thank you.
Happy Pastor Appreciation Day, Pastor Eric. You are cooler than a fan.
Just wanted to thank you for all you do for the church and for us as a church family.
You are my spiritual father, my second spiritual father, I should say. You've guided me in the right directions. You've given me all the tools to make my life to praise the Lord, and I appreciate all you've done to this church, and I hope that you live on to do more.
Happy Pastor Appreciation Day. And Miss Amy is awesome.
Miss Amy, thank you so much, because you've been one of the ones in the church, of course, to reach out to me and help me when I'm hurting, and just be there to pray over me and just be a light to me, so thank you.
My mom, pastor's wife, she's pretty cool. She's awesome. She's a little bit hip, but I mean, she teaches us the right things, and she shows us how to live correctly. Yeah.
And Sister Amy, you're my sister from another mister. I love you.
Miss Amy rocks. Thank you. Even though you have so many sticks in the fire, as you would say, you have put everything that you are into all of them, and it means a lot, I know, to the church and to Dad and to us.
We all know that behind a good pastor or a great pastor is an amazing woman. And that woman behind our pastor is Amy. And the things that come to my mind with Amy is just the strength of the Lord. I can remember when she and I went on a trip to see her relatives in Florida, and I had a lot of anxiety, and just being a new Christian, things that just overwhelmed me. And the words that I remember from her were great words of wisdom. She quoted where it says in the Bible that every knee shall bow and every tongue will confess that He is Lord. And I just want to thank her for those words. It's stuck with me. It's got me through some terrible times, and I thank her for her strength. I love you, Amy.
Pastor Amy, I just wanted to say that we're so happy that you're here, and that I love you. Of course, Amy, I have to, but Eric's family too, and we're just really glad that you're our pastor.
I just want to say thank you to Pastor Eric and Amy. You guys have done such a phenomenal job at just really helping this church to grow, and it's so appreciated all that you do, and it is not overlooked. So thank you.
And I love y'all, and thank y'all for everything y'all do.
It's the introvert's turn. We're rolling, aren't we?
Yeah.
Pastor Eric and Sister Amy, we are just here to tell you happy Pastor Appreciation Day. It's been a fun-filled, busy year, and we're blessed to have you at our church, and we're proud to have you.
I totally agree with that. You two are the hardest working people I think I've ever met. The energy that you have, the passion that you have for this church is just so exciting. We're so glad to have you and blessed to have you in our lives. Happy Pastor Appreciation Day.
Amy and Eric,
You know how much I dislike having my picture taken, so you can imagine how much more I dislike what is happening right now. So as you can imagine, I love you that much more that I would sit here and do this, so that the whole church is now watching. Hi, church. I could go on for a really long time, and I could probably cry, and I'll try not to do that. But having Amy and Eric back at this church is a blessing in so many ways. For me personally, I'm going to make it personal for a minute. This is something that I prayed about for 8 years. So it has definitely taught me patience and perseverance and not to give up on prayer. So right there, that's a good lesson. Some of the reasons I prayed for Amy and Eric to come back were a bit selfish, I will admit. Being family, of course, I wanted them closer. I miss them dearly every day they were gone. And a little stalkerish, but I would drive by their house every once in a while. They are right around the corner from me. And I would pray in front of the house and say, Lord, please bring them back. This is their house. And so that is a little stalkery. Maybe we'll edit that out. But I did do that plenty of times. And it's been an amazing year. I'm sure everybody would agree. I love you both. I feel like I am going to start to cry. There's so much more I can say. I just love you. You're never leaving again. And so get comfortable. And I know I'm getting really red. And just enjoy your special day. Just know how much we love you. How much I'm excited that you get to be in my kids' lives daily, and how amazing that is. How amazing it is to get to be near my nieces and nephews again. And I said I was going to close. Kind of like Pastor. He says he's going to close, and then he doesn't close. But I am going to close. Just have a wonderful day. Looking forward to another really blessed year. And Pastor, enjoy your lasagna. I made it just for you. Love you guys.
So you going first or am I going first?
I don't know. You want to go first?
No, you go first. Ladies first.
Is it on?
It's on.
Okay.
It's on.
You want to go first? Ladies first?
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I just want to say that I am fired up about Pastor Eric and Sister Amy because they're so alive and so on fire for God, and the church is alive, and it's just awesome to see. I love this church, and I think that's generational. My mom loved this church, my family loves this church, and it's just awesome to see the spirit and the growth and the leaders that we have. I'm just fired up. So it's your turn.
Can I just say ditto? Is that it?
No, he can't do that. You gotta say.
Oh, I just want to say that we are so blessed. The church is so blessed to have Pastor Eric and Sister Amy here leading the church and showing us what it's like to walk the walk Monday through Saturday. It's not just the Sunday message, but it's Monday through Saturday, and we so appreciate that. And we love you guys, and happy Pastor's Appreciation Day.